I literally just lagged out because it's been 40 minutes.
Mm.
Let's just hope it's saved. Know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I don't want to have to do that setup again. I'd rather just be able to do the heist right away.
Exactly. So I will say, I will convene that there you can be sexually attracted to different genders, right? I went that, but
I
that
agree.
won't be the purest form. That's what I'll always say. You can be bi, you can be gay. If you're bi, that just means you need attention and love, and you're looking for it. Know what I mean?
Yes.
If you're gay, you don't see you were raised in a scenario or yeah, you were raised in a scenario where you don't think the gender that you're going with didn't work. So you think you're more comfortable being with the homies than trying and express this new emotion called romance. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's how I always perceived it.
You remember Caillou
No.
with the afro?
No. Yes.
Alright. Oh, you do?
Afro, yeah.
Alright. So, him and two of my friends, we all used to hang out with each other a lot.
Mhm.
And like a while ago, he came out that he was gay and whatnot, and said he liked one of my friends. And dude, that shit just like ruined the friend group, dude. I mean, he would joke around pretty gay a lot. Like, I noticed that he was really gay about certain things,
Mhm.
but I figured he just jokes about it,
Mhm.
you know, because that's what most kids do nowadays. But
Mhm.
then when he came out about it, I was like, damn, dude, it honestly makes sense.
And
Because he was very hands on too. Like, when he would joke about it, he would always touch you and shit.
yep, the preps are still there. So,
Alright, good. I think I might be stuck on an infinite loading screen.
mm,
Yeah, I'm just gonna restart my app because I've been here for a few minutes.
okay.
But yeah, I don't really hate the kid for it or nothing. But I mean, ever since then, we haven't really been hanging out with that kid.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's always been my thing. So the person that I'm dating is what I would call a Catholic person. Not quote unquote Catholic. So like I'm an Orthodox Catholic. Well, I'm just true Catholic. We say true Catholic, or what if you were not familiar with Catholic people, you would say the Orthodox version of a Jew. Because that's what they're called. There's Jews and Orthodox Jews. So Catholic people are like, hey, I'm Catholic, but I think on my own. You know what I mean? Then a true Catholic is like, I'm a Catholic, and whatever the Bible says, whatever this says, whatever that says, I follow it to the hardest degree. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And although you could, in okay, this is what I always say. You can always interpret something your own way. It's just, is what you're doing reasonable, and is what you're doing, what's the word called? Counterintuitive. Know what I mean? Like, am I? It's like saying, hey, this says this in the Bible, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do this instead. Does that break any other rules? Are you just changing that one little thing, or are you just changing the whole fabric?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, there are quote unquote Catholics who support gay people, support trans rights, and is pro abortion. All of which are anti Catholic. And the reason why I say that is because in the Bible it says a man cannot have sexual relationships as he can with a woman with a man. What does that mean? No gay sex.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always pointed that out. If you translated it, it says no gay sex, but it doesn't technically, because it says sexual relations. You can still be gay and date someone. You just can't have gay sex. I've always not pointed it out, but I've always accepted that as an argument.
Hmm.
Then
Yeah, I've
there's
never really read anything in the Bible, to be honest,
oh,
so I
don't worry.
never
The only
knew.
time I read the Bible was when I had to during a class. I have 4 Bibles, two in my bedroom, one in my car.
Hmm.
And when I say my car, I mean I actually own a car.
Good for you. What kind of car is it?
A Ford. Let's see if I use this word right. I don't want to say Expeditioner. Escape. A Ford Escape.
Hmm. Okay.
2016 model, so pretty recent, and it's titanium, which means slightly bigger seats, and I get a sunroof.
How many miles are on it?
That's a newer car. It wasn't really like when I say newer, I mean like I had one owner, but the owner didn't really drive it.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom's car is a 2016 as well.
Yeah, because I think if I'm correct, the owner bought it after like 2 months. Like he kept it in good grade, but he like went, now this is not the car for me, so he traded for a new one.
Mm.
So, did you join?
Not yet. I just loaded in.
Well, I'm gonna have
Join
to
right now.
restart because. Oh no, you joined, right? This is your run. Tell me if you're in. Yep, you are. Let's go. Oh no, some random guy joined me. Alright. Sorry, man. I could have sworn I clicked on invite from previous session, so which means I just invited you only.
You might have had matchmaking open then.
I probably did, which is gay. Gay bum.
So, do you have your permit, Vincent?
Yep. And if, unironically, on the girl's birthday is the day I get my student's license,
Hmm.
which means I can drive. I can legally drive other people around. And that just means like you know how like if you have a permit you have to have an adult in your passenger seat.
Uh-huh.
A student's license means you can just drive yourself. Make
So
sense?
it's not the same as like a driver's license, though?
Yes, because you're still limited,
Hmm.
and you're limited by curfew hours.
Yeah,
So
that
you,
makes sense. I kind of think of why they would like the idea.
but here's the thing though, curfew hours only apply if you don't have anyone else in the car. But you it, if like if you have an adult in your passenger seat, you're able to drive past the curfew hours. So you're pretty much free, but like you're as close as you can get. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, get ready for. Are you in a lobby?
Yeah.
All right, get ready for an invitation for the heist.
All right.
Okay, but this person is a Catholic, which like because of my previous 2 relationships, I've been like I'm only getting someone who's at least remotely like when I say remotely religious, I mean is of my faith. Because the first person I dated wasn't religious, and we had some issues. Not some issues, but like I was like, you know what? I want someone that's religious because they're a little bit more calm. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Went with that, and I'm like, okay, this person is religious, but their faith kind of like, they contradict what I want. Know what I mean? Like we butt heads. Let's put it that way. And I'm like, I don't like that. So let's go with my faith only. Drastically lower my what's the word? Choices, but like to me it's like a higher quality, right? So she fulfills that role in the sense of who I want. The only issue is that she's not a true Catholic, which you know what, I'll take. I'll take it. Who knows, I might regret it in the future, but I'll take it. Invite from last job, and I invite you. Now I back, I invite you, and now I win. So, I just hope that, because I can tell that this person, like, and in terms of because the thing with Catholic people in general is that they are they should be at least, very faithful. Because, like, it's the fundamentals idea of what marriage and dating are. Because in a Catholic's, I'm gonna say religious person, just so it makes a broader. That's pretty much how religious people think. Like, so you know the saying "love at first sight," or not love at first sight, or maybe it is, where you know this person is your soulmate, or your wife, or whatever. Like the moment you meet them, maybe not the moment you meet them, but like pretty early on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that, but it only works for one of two types of categories. Very radical people, like something really bad happened to you and you need something, and that one person was that something, or like radical in idea, right? Make sense? Because if you think about it, let's say there's a person who saved their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
You become indebted, and this person likes you, and blah blah blah. That happens, right? I think there was actually a news story about this where some girl was kidnapped. Some random guy saved her, and he like took care of her for like 2 months. Like took care of her in the sense that she didn't feel safe anywhere except around him, for some reason, because she felt indebted somehow in some way. And after the 2 months, they started dating, and they eventually got married. But that's an example of something radical, like something completely crazy, and like almost like that has to be an exception, right?
Mm-hmm.
So radical people and very religious people, because in my head that just makes sense, right? Because that's how religious people are, which is like they don't they could, which would be beneficial, but they don't necessarily date out of like love towards a person. They date as like I trust you, and I'm gonna put my faith in you because we both have common interest, and I trust you enough that we can work together in a relationship. So like you don't have to have that passion for someone. I mean, you do need some, but you don't. Unlike like there's a difference between two very religious people put together and they are attracted to one another than, hey, I've been with you for 5 years, I know you and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to, I guess, like when average people date, it's you knowing them, right? And you thinking you're compatible.
Yeah.
When
Like
religious
you
people,
match each other or whatever.
yes, with religious people, it's like I know what you think and how you should think. Just does your personality suit mine? And as you saw with like our generation, you know how like all our parents like they got married, or let's put it this way. In today's age, you wouldn't think grandparents are even married, let alone dating. Because of how often they dispute or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah,
I think
unfortunately for my
and I think
grandpa.
that's a great example because in their generation, it was less about love and more about like that belief in one another. Because like I can almost guarantee you any couples nowadays that are in the same relationship as our grandparents, they would probably get divorced quickly. You know what I mean? Like pressing at each other's buttons and giving each other stress and almost fighting almost every day. But that's just how their generation was. It was less about love towards a person and more like a common idea or interest in one another and believing in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like with religious people, they rather than trusting one another, they both trust in one person, which is God. They trust that God put them together, so they don't fight one another with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's also another thing is like when two people date, you date because you want to increase your bond and level with one another. Technically speaking, doesn't that bond stop at like marriage? Because it's like an achievement, right? It's like a challenge, like a new,
Like a checkpoint.
like a
Or
checkpoint, right? It's like
yeah.
marriage is you like in my point of view, although marriage is something nice, if you're not religious, marriage is like of no use to you. Because marriage is just you walking up to God and saying, "Hey, I want to be with this. Can you allow us to be with one another?" You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because that's what marriage is. That's what getting married in a church is, or getting blessed by a priest is when you're marrying. Is God saying, "Hey, I'm gonna put you two together for the rest of your lives. Stay faithful to you, to one another, to your religion, and produce babies." That's pretty much what it is, right? But to a non-religious person, marriage. What's the point in getting married? You can have kids, you can have a family without getting married, and you don't risk the chance of getting divorced and losing stuff, right?
Mhm.
Because like my prime example is only this year or last year my uncle and aunt got married and they're on their second child who is 2 years old. Their first child is in sixth or is heading into fifth grade now. Think about that. They weren't even married.
Yeah.
But that's my logic on relationships and stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad you shared it, because honestly, dude, I've never really had anyone, like, tell me shit like that.
Welcome to Vincent's Shower Thoughts in politics, because that's what I like to do. Because I like the idea of politics because it challenges my mind to think about life.
Mhm.
There it is. Look at that. Aren't we lucky? Alright. You can go upstairs and get the thing. I'll go around seeing if I need the dungeon key. Did you miss?
No, I
Oh,
got him.
okay. So how do you think about my logic? Is it intellectual or is it just stupid? Oh, is it agreeable, intellectual, or stupid? Do you think it's an
Um,
idea? Do you agree with the idea? Like it's like almost like a law, or like it makes a lot of sense? Or is it
yeah.
just something completely
Oh, what?
irrational?
I alerted them?
Nope. Alright, well.
Hmm. I'm a little confused how. Maybe they heard me kill him or something?
Which guy did you kill?
By the stairs next to the, like, office room.
Did you kill the one?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, no, I didn't.
There was a. Remember how I always said before you kill the guy upstairs, you have to kill the one below him?
Yeah,
That's why, because he,
that's
he
wrong.
he 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 hears the gunshot and assumes that his buddy got killed.
Mhm.
That's why I always kill him first, or not first, but second. So kill yourself. Oh, you already did. Okay. That sucks. We don't get the full elite bonus now. Do you want to fully restart or no? That's your 500k.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it.
Do it again or restart.
Yeah, we'll restart.
Okay.
Or do it again, whatever. Continue and
Continue. Yeah. That's my bad.
get
They're both
the.
the same word in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah. So do you agree, or do you just find it intellectual? Like a TED Talk?
Um,
By
certain
the,
things, yeah. Like
TED
I
Talk just means
understand.
it's understand. Like you understand the argument and the logic in it,
Hmm.
and it's compelling, almost. It's compelling.
Yeah.
But that's my view of marriage. Not marriage, but like life. And also that's another reason why, because I am going to brag about this. Like I when I say I'm rolling the dice here, I mean like if this shit doesn't work out with me and this person, like I went from anyone goes, I will do anything. Okay, maybe not anything. Okay, I'll go with anything. No, I'll put some rules in, but I'll let them do their thing. To now, I'm on a book here. If this fails, I don't know I don't know what more I can do. I have to create a human being at this point. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I've said to this person that I I shit you not, if we end up getting married, I will brag. You hear me? I will brag on the wedding day and for the rest of our lives that I wanted to marry you on day 2 of meeting you. I will brag proudly.
Me
Because
too.
this is what I've said before. Like I said this like a couple times to them, which is like also getting the helicopter. It just makes it quicker. It makes life quicker. Because when you're in the Kostako and I start the heist, it automatically puts you in it.
Hmm.
Ooh, let's. Oh, why did the submarine have to be there? Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, if that yacht had anti-air on, I'll be dead the second I go anywhere near it.
You know what? Oh no, mine's over here.
Okay, but what am I thinking here? That was close. Oh, I missed. Crap. Here we go. Like, I would brag to them saying if I was old enough, like when we first met, make us 22, I would have married, I would have proposed to you already. So that's something that if we ever do end up like, because that's how I think at least. I don't think about dating. I'm like, if we're dating already, that means I'm literally just waiting for, like, I'm waiting until I turn 25 to marry you. That's pretty much what that means. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, yeah. Just hoping it works out, because if not, then I am screwed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, psychologically, this would be a big hit on me. Like, the first relationship was not at all. All it did was just tell me how I should treat a female and what I should think of one. The second relationship was like me getting serious. And that took me
Wait,
back for a minute.
who was the first one again?
Madison Eldridge.
Alright, that's what I thought.
What do you mean that's what you thought?
Because I just remember her, like, 6th grade, I talked to her about it or something. I was like, you're dating Vincent? She's
She
like,
was pretty cool
yeah.
though. As a person, she was cool.
Yeah. Dude, the first time she told me she had ADHD, I was like, you know, now that you mention it, I could see why, because, like, the way she talked and whatnot.
Hmm.
But I never really thought that that was why. I just thought that's how she talked.
Yeah. And do you know what's something that was cool? Was that her father, I think it was her stepfather actually. It could have been her. I don't know. I must say her father because that's what she treated him as. But he was an Oakland Raiders fan, and that's my football team. So I just found that cool.
Hmm.
I literally like my aunt asked about her, and the only thing I can think about of describing her is like I literally just described what she looked like, and she was an Oakland Raiders fan, and my aunt just said perfect.
Yeah, 8th grade, she was dating Ronnie, and
I thought Rodney was
she was
gay.
talking to me one day.
I think he is
Yeah,
actually.
he acts like it. But she told me, she's like, don't, don't, damn,
Bad
what did
mouth
she say
Vincent.
exactly? No, not that. It was something, she's like, something about, because she said if she were to ever, like, break up with Ronnie or something, like, I was next on the list or some shit. Something like that. Or she said, don't make me hate you because if things don't go well with Ronnie or something. And he was right there too. I was like, okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that mentality. You know what I mean? I feel like it's
Yeah.
underwhelming. It's like this is like my same logic. It's like saying, "Oh, want to have a threesome?" Like, and someone and they agree with it, and you suggest a person you know. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like, like it's okay if it's a random guy because he's random, but at the same time, that's like comparing. Like you're able to compare, and that I don't like that. I don't like that idea. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's like honestly, I do not see any unless we turn like 40 or not 40. Yeah, actually yeah, 40 and we just get really old and we just brag. Like I would not talk about like if I ever had sex, I would never talk about it. I would say I've had it, but I won't like describe it in detail, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cuz that's my business. And I'm not going to talk to my friends how I just give you the good old 6'9" or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I really don't know why she was dating Ronnie. I think it was just kind of like a phase or something like that.
That's kind of what I
And
got
dude,
too
you
from my
remember Xavier
relationship.
Torres?
Yeah. Then
She dated him too before Ronnie. I was like, why that dude? Oh fuck, I missed.
come on. Come
Damn
on.
it, dude.
Do you want to switch roles? You want me just to do it like we did before, where I did the predominantly the killing?
Sure.
Because I'm on
So
a
we
timer,
can
dude. I
go
want to
over.
rush the fuck out of this. I don't want to restart. Like I'm gonna have to restart all over again, but still, I want this shit one and done, my guy. Just like my sex life. But yeah, that's like, cause that's the thing actually is that I didn't know this, but girls actually talk about like their sexual experiences a lot, which is weird. Like it's weird because you would think guys do that, right?
Mm,
But no, they're the complete opposite. And I think that makes sense, right? You don't want to be with the homies and say, "Yeah, dude, my girl when she was tight." Like I don't see that, dude. I don't see that.
no,
But at the same time,
I
I feel like,
know.
and then girls would say, "Yeah, he was this big, but you know what? We had fun." You know what I mean? I'm like that's kind of weird how you're just going up to your friends and they can identify me by the size of my penis now. Like, come on.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, and then they look at you differently or something.
Yeah. I'm like, dude,
Like,
listen,
and then you're
you
like,
can
what?
say I
And
have
they're
a
like,
small dick, but I can still pull out better than your boyfriend, so shut the fuck up, okay?
yeah,
Okay, Miss Pregnant at 18, bitch. Shut the fuck up. But at least I can pull out.
yeah. That's why I can't wait, dude. Because I hope that game Mark's gonna get some bitch pregnant.
Mhm.
Fucking ruins his life.
Mhm.
And
Dude, I wouldn't be
I'll
surprised
be
if
like, hey,
Ian
guess
gets
what,
some
dude?
girl pregnant somehow, and then he just like, he just leaves him. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah, me neither, dude. Because every time that kid would like make fun of me about like virginity and whatnot, I'd be like, dude, you make fun of me now, but when we're older and you're a fucking homeless dude on the sidewalk, and I'm like, I have a decent, well-paying job, and I have a wife or something like that, just as an example,
I've said this.
because
I've said this
like,
to.
nobody's gonna want that kid in the future.
I've said this to one female before, and to the same person that I'm talking about now, which is like, I would love to keep my virginity until marriage, but like, because it's a how do I word this? It's a good mentality to have, right?
Hmm.
But like, if you genuinely find it as like not a turn off, but like you see this as like a problem, I will gladly debate this, not debate, but like talk about it and like hear your argument for it. And I can be convinced that instead of, because back in the day when people got married, like what's it called? Premarital sex was the equivalent of a 30-year-old raping, not raping, but having sex with a 14-year-old. That's back in the day, that's what it was. Because younger people will get married very early, but they had to wait an X amount of date before they can actually have like be quote unquote fertile. Know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like when the, how do I word this? You know how like back in the day they had like concubines and stuff like that? Um, there was an age, right? You can be a concubine from any age, but there was only a, when you turn X age, only then were you considered one. Like I think it was called a lady in waiting, because you had to wait until you were a certain age, right? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I hate silence. It kills me. Literally. It just makes me think out loud. So, that's why I'm not... Here's the thing. I'm not fully against, like, premarital sex being a sin. It's just, like, over time, our thinking of what marriage is and what the restrictions are have changed a lot. So I don't fully trust what it says about that, because the times have changed, genuinely. Like, so there are certain things in this world that have changed, and the way we see them have also changed. Like, when when this is something I will say, is like, when Jesus first came as the Messiah, people didn't think the Messiah was going to be literally God. They thought it would be some person that was a prophet. But here came Jesus saying, I am God, I am his son. And everybody was like, well, it did say he would come down from heaven. We just kind of thought that it was going to be... I mean, technically, he's right, but let him do his thing. Know what I mean?
Hmm. I was watching like Shameless one time, and the dude's going to sell his watch or whatever, and he noticed the dude was wearing like one of those things. I don't, I forget, but you know how those Jewish people wear those things on the,
Monica's.
yeah. Dude was wearing one of that, and he was talking about how they crucified Jesus or whatever, and the dude got mad, and he's like, and me and my ancestors take full credit for what we did to that bitch. Something like that. And I was like, dang, dude. Dude, sometimes I think about it, and I'm like, dude, they literally nailed him to that shit, bro.
Yeah, just so you know, he was, I forgot what it was, but like, so they first had him walk, so the way that crosses worked back in the day is that you carried it and you built it yourself. So you built your cross, right? So he
Mm.
walked around with these huge pipes of wood, right? With a thorned crown pretty much nailed to his head, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that alone can kill someone. Having like your head tightly wrapped in like sharpened thorns. And it wasn't like, oh, they grabbed a vine. No, it was like a rope, dude. Like they put 5 layers on that shit, right? And then he walked up there. He had to build the cross on which he was going to die on. And simultaneously as this is happening, I forgot who their names were, but there were two criminals that were also put on crucifixion with him, right? Because it wasn't just him, right? This was like a whole process with multiple prisoners. So there was two of them that were also being crucified, and one of them looked and talked to him and said, can there be heaven for me? And he asked, do you forgive for what you've done wrong? And he says, yes. What have you gone wrong? Will you tell me? And I forgot what it was, but he told them. And he says, I will gladly walk with you to the gates. I will gladly walk with you into heaven. And I think that was the first confession, right? And for Catholics, there's a thing called confession, where you go up to the priest, technically God, and you confess the sins you made, and you're forgiven. And he performed the first confession, and that criminal that he was crucified with, they both went to heaven. At least that's how it goes. It's something interesting.
Yeah,
So even when this man is dying and being nailed, he's talking with this criminal that could be murderer, and just saying that he forgives him. And that's something that always like fascinated me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've never really heard that story.
I forgot what his name was, but he was named a saint. He was a saint of something. I think he was the saint for criminals. I wonder why. Perfect.
Oh dang, that dude's a little ways out on this one.
Yeah, he walks around. Takes a little bit. Come on, stop looking around. Now you can kill that guy. I'll go grab the stuff and I'll go inside the dungeon.
I thought it was gonna like have the alarms go off. I was like, bro, what? What happened this time?
He has a fingerprint scan here too? Alright, we follow the usual plan. Cycle through the partial prints to match the target print, and the tool will do the rest. It would be rude not to check the safe, I think.
Dude, they give us 4 minutes to do the fingerprints on this, which is outstanding. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have cracked it? The vault must be close.
Oh wait, did we not grab an actual key? I thought we already grabbed a key. I guess I'm just stupid.
I got the one in the office, but we only got. I think we only got the gate keys.
Yeah, I guess so. Here, let me go kill some people for it.
Wait, where are you? According to my blueprint, you're inside a wall.